following show is for entertainment purposes only and does not necessarily reflect the opinions of Empire Media LLC, its subsidiaries, affiliates, sponsors, and advertisers.
All right, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Motor City Uncut, episode 135. Holy shit, we've been doing this for like 3 years. Presented by the Major Sports Network Detroit on this wonderful, beautiful April 24th this evening that we're stuck inside. Because, that's the only way you can make reasonable sound recordings without, background noise and shit. Although you do have an air conditioner running in the background. Whatever.
Because it's hot out.
Deal with it. Lot to get to on tonight's program. Yes, we are a little late. Or like a half hour late. Whatever. Deal with it. Most of you guys don't listen to it live anyway. You want to listen to it on the recording. All right. Let's just get right into it. Just quit waiting. Is it time to panic for the Detroit Tigers? Everybody's on the disabled list. Although, let's admit, the scabs are filling in admirably. Mm-hmm. You got the one hit you're going to get out of Jim Adducci all year. And, yeah.
He actually has 3 hits.
Okay, you've gotten your 3 hits you're going to get out of Jim Adducci this year.
Mm-hmm.
And that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? Defense continues to be a problem. Yeah, and you know what? A lot of it now has to do with you now playing guys out of position.
Yeah, you have to.
Yeah, you call. Oh, your depth is. It's not just your bullpen depth that is so shallow if it's in the Dixie Cup. It's your position player depth in the high minors. You're called up a light hitting catcher to play first base when Miguel Cabrera went on the shelf.
Yeah, and what didn't he only play like one?
He had
game?
2 career games at first base,
and that was at AAA.
Yeah,
or no, was it double A? Yeah,
he played 2 games at first base and double. He had 2 starts at AA. Last year. And
then like when he came in
7 or 8, games that he finished at first base.
I don't know if you watched John Hicks play that first game.
So uncomfortable.
Oh, that like routine pop up that he missed. Did you see that?
Yeah, I was listening to it on the radio.
Oh, I'm sitting there. I'm like, how do you miss that? I'm like, even you're a catcher, you'd still be able to catch that. I'm like, wait a second.
This glove is not shaped right. I don't know what to do. But you know what? John Hicks has been thumping.
Oh, yeah. What is he's?
He's something
he's
like
5 or 10 with the 1 home run and 6 RBIs.
Yeah, nothing like more RBIs than hits.
Yeah,
it's a pretty good day at the office. If
Who cares? I don't care what he does. I mean, well, I do care what he does, but this just has to last until Cabrera comes back.
Yeah, we got like 7 more days.
The report was Cabrera will be rated roll of the day. He's eligible to come off.
So I think it's like 7 days or something like that.
I think 7 more games is what I think today is day 3.
Yeah, because it wasn't retroactive or anything.
No, there's
like
no retro on that. So yeah, he's been on the DL for 3 days, and he's got 7 to go.
Yeah.
Like I said, defense continues to be a problem. Center field defense, if you just look at the defensive run save metric, everybody not Jacoby Jones is aight. Andrew Romine's been awful.
Mm-hmm.
Defense up the middle hasn't been great. Whatever.
It's
Tyler Collins continues to be a butcher.
How is he on the team still?
You have nobody else to play.
You have no one else to be.
Who's going to play center field?
Well, I'm saying before everybody started getting hurt.
Well, Mikey Matuk's not exactly lighting the world on fire
Oh,
either,
my
and
gosh.
Jacoby Jones hasn't had a hit in a week until. Oh, yeah, he got hit.
Yeah.
No, he does have a hit.
Yeah. He used his cheekbone for
it's
it.
9 stitches.
Ugh,
Who's their best center fielder right
Defensively?
now? Defensively,
Jacoby Jones.
Okay.
Yeah.
Offensively, I don't know. Reach into this hat and pick a name out.
Well, I was going to say at any one time, one of those guys could fall off the face of the earth.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's why Tyler Collins is still with the team.
Also, Tyler Collins, that's left-handed.
Mm-hmm.
Does have a little bit of pop,
Yeah, but he hasn't ran into one since the first week of the year.
Yeah.
but he can. That's my point.
You know what?
Like I don't want Tyler Collins on the roster anyway. I don't like the guy.
And here's
but
the thing. You know what? Tyler Collins is not the highest priority concern of mine. That happens to be one Victor Martinez. As you and I discovered, we pulled up some of the advanced statistics on him involving, exit velocity and launch angle and stuff like that, as provided by Baseball Savant, which is hosted on MLB.com. For this year, his exit velocity is still technically a couple miles, just under 2 miles an hour above average, above the major league average. But if you look at like his zone breakdowns, exit velocity by zones, he can't get around it. All right, as a left-handed batter, so facing right, he's as a switch hitter. If it's not away from him, if 9-quadrant strike zone, if it's not middle away, the up middle up down. Let's call it that left outside corner middle or outside corner up. He can barely make contact on it.
if it's not high and away, he's
not high and away. He's not touching it.
he's not touching it.
Just the stuff. There's exit velocity on balls that are low and into him as a left-handed, 77 miles an hour.
Victor Martinez
So
cannot
that's just a pop up to first base.
Victor Martinez cannot generate
Soft grounder to the right side.
He cannot generate any bat speed when the ball is in on him. He can't. He can't get his hands in.
And no bat speed is right-handed hitter.
and he can't get the bat around quick enough.
And no bat speed is right-handed hitter.
So basically, what this
Guys,
says,
he has
George-
one extra base hit.
Yes.
He has one double.
So basically, what this is saying is that the only thing the opposition needs to do, the only thing the opposing pitcher needs to do,
Jam him.
is throw him
Fastballs
inside.
Yes.
Oh, by the way, batting average on fastballs this year.
Are you asking Sean?
Sean, take a guess.
What was
Without
it?
looking.
No,
what is V-Mart's batting average on fastballs this year?
his batting average on fastballs, he's batting like in the low 200s right now. So I'm saying 093.
God damn, you're close.
Are you serious?
095.
Oh, wow. Wow, look at that.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
095 slugging percentage to go with that.
Yeah, as I'm saying, he's batting in the low 200s.
He
So I
is
figured
2 for 21 on when he
That
puts a
is
fastball
awful.
in play.
that is awful.
2 for 21.
And you see, this is where a lot of people really, and deservingly so, get on Brad Ausmus, because right now Brad Ausmus is still trotting Victor Martinez out
In the cleanup.
Yeah, I was saying,
cleanup
why is he
spot.
in the cleanup spot? Why is he even like playing every single day?
Looking at his split so far this year, Fangraphs pegs him as already, mind you, this is what, 3 weeks into the season? Worth -2 runs scored with his base running. He's -2 runs scored base. He's already a two-run
That's-
penalty.
Last
year, for reference, he was the worst in baseball at minus 14. He's already at -2.
See, you could have made a good argument for Victor Martinez not to be a cleanup hitter before this season.
Correct.
Now it's criminal to keep on putting him out there as a.
His ISO is awful. It's .16. Like, to be good, you need to be like .18. It's .016.
It's horrible.
It's awful.
So why is he still there? Is it a veteran thing? Is it he's V-Mart and
Love respect.
you see, you don't win World Series when you have guys.
Yep.
When that's the line that you're going to be towing here with a veteran that cannot hack it anymore.
His swinging strike rate is up to a career high. He's not walking anymore.
You mean it's like 5 walks or something like that?
Does
And-
have 5 walks is not a bad total through 3 weeks.
But how many 60 something at bats?
70 plate appearances.
How many strikeouts does he have?
Strikeouts.
Well, 11 was it 11 or
11 or 12?
Yeah, something like that.
12.
Okay, that's
He already set a career high for strikeouts last season with 90 and 100, and let's call it 610 plate appearances.
That's not bad at all.
He's on pace for more than that right now. And he ain't going to hit 289 again.
no. And it again too. I mean, this is if this keeps up, then what's going to happen to Miguel Cabrera? Cabrera's not.
Miguel, you'll see a strike next week.
Yeah, you'll see a strike next week, and then you know what we'll do? We'll go ahead and throw inside fastballs to Victor Martinez, and what's he going to do with that?
Grounded to a double play.
Ground into a double play. So you're going to get
A rally killing double play.
And that's if Victor Martinez keeps on.
Guys, don't let me sing anymore. That's awful.
No, it's okay. I mean, it goes with this topic here. Victor Martinez still batting cleanup for this team.
Rally killing.
Well, the thing is too. It's like say when Miguel Cabrera comes back and JD comes back. Hopefully, maybe Osmus is smart enough to move Victor downwards. Maybe he might be able.
Victor Martinez, even as your roster is currently assembled, is a 6-hitter.
Right. So, but the thing is, he keeps it up. Who do you think? You think they're gonna? If he's gonna bench him, you think who's gonna replace him? Like, who do you think?
I don't think you need.
Do you want my answer?
Yes.
We talked about this earlier. I don't think it's too terribly crazy to just try it. Christian Stewart.
We didn't talk about that. We talked about bringing Christian Stewart up.
Wouldn't be opposed to it.
You're talking about putting him
In the designated hitter spot. Most days. I wouldn't
and
put
benching Vmart.
Uh-huh.
So Vmart is your switch hitting designated hitter off the bench.
Yep. If I was in control of the payroll department, I would be, here, Victor, here's your next year and a half's worth of pay. Bye-bye.
I wouldn't be opposed to that.
Mm-hmm.
I just
No, Christian Stewart is probably not a good idea. I don't think your answer's within the organization, but a DH platoon type DH or a guy that can play most days at the designated hitter spot, that's a guy you can get for next to nothing midseason.
It's true.
Mm-hmm.
That's a type of acquisition that will cost you nothing.
Mm-hmm. Now that's who you guys would like to see. Who do you think Osmus will bring up?
It's not Osmus's sister, none who comes up from Toledo, but
Steven Moya.
That's
fuck no. He's awful. He's hitting like 140 this year.
How's Michael Gerber doing?
I don't know. He's in AA. Couldn't tell you.
I was thinking I might bring him up, do something. See what the kid's got. If you're gonna try to win,
Mike Gerber's he's Tyler Collins with slightly better defense.
They're not going to do anything because you know what's going to happen. Victor Martinez is going to have a week where he gets his average to
260,
the mid 200s.
Yeah.
And
if they're calling anybody up from Toledo, it's Jason Curzan who's hitting like 400.
And they're going to sit there and they're going to roll with that.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to roll with that for the rest of the season.
And they're going to leave him at cleanup.
And the extent of what they're going to do, Sean, is bat him sixth. That's the extent of what they're going to do. They're going to put BJ up or not BJ Upton. That would suck.
Yeah,
they're going to put Justin Upton or JD in the cleanup spot, and they're going to go from there. That's the extent of what's going to happen.
That wouldn't be awful either.
No, it wouldn't. No. It wouldn't be awful, but the right move, like you said, Dorf, is probably giving Victor Martinez a bunch of money to go away.
Mm-hmm.
So your guy here, Jason Curzan. He's if you're calling anybody up from AA, it's him. OPS of over 1.1, 4 home runs, 14 RBIs in 56 plate appearances or 56 at bats, 8 walks, just 3 strikeouts.
It's not bad at all.
He's 27 and still in AA. So don't get your hopes up, but that's the kind of guy. I mean, that's what you have available.
Mm-hmm.
Gerber 262, 328, 410. 2 homers, 8 ribbies. Christian Stewart, 283, 397, 566. Good for a 963 OPS, but has not hit a home run in over a week. He had 3 home runs in a game earlier in the year, and that's his only 3 home runs of the year.
So really nothing.
You know what? Young player. It's what, 22? Whatever. Not worried. All right. So, do we have anything else you guys want to talk Tigers, or time to move on?
Time to move on.
Wait, when are they getting rid of Anibal Sanchez?
Hopefully tonight.
Hopefully today. Hopefully it just hasn't leaked and it's already happened. All right. College football here in the mitten. Just kind of 2 things to go over today. First and foremost being former Michigan State defensive end and freshman, former 4-star recruit Austin Robertson, detained after being arraigned on criminal sexual conduct in the 3rd degree. after allegedly walking a lady back to her apartment and raping her. Allegedly. This is not the first incident of this nature. Robertson pled down to just essentially a prevention program and a inappropriate touching of a female classmate in high school as well, which caused him to enroll late at Michigan State already. So, as soon as essentially charges were announced for Robertson, head coach Mark D'Antonio wasted about 3 minutes, and that's about it, to kick Robertson off the team. He actually did flee the state, but returned back without issues after being grabbed by the U.S. Marshals. He went home to Indiana.
Oh, okay.
It's not like he was on the run. He went home. I mean,
Yeah.
technically on the run, but
No.
you're not hiding in the woods, fleeing the country, et cetera, et cetera.
I want to know. I want to know why Michigan State even offered this guy
I know you
It's-
have
it's
some
scholarship.
solid opinions on this.
I mean, it's again. This wasn't an isolated incident. This wasn't something that just out of the blue. Oh, you know what? He was drunk or something, and girls said no. And I'm not trying to mitigate or water down what happened, but this wasn't a first time thing with him where he was enforcing his will on a female. In high school, he got popped. It was a misdemeanor, albeit, but still, for inappropriate touching of a female classmate. And instead of him facing charges, which again were misdemeanor charges, he went into a diversion program and the charges were dropped. Now, this was in high school. Michigan State was fully aware of what happened with this. And I believe Mark D'Antonio even came out and said, oh, well, we decided to basically give the kid another chance.
How I see it, if you're giving this kid another chance, wouldn't you try to give him some help also to go through another program when you bring him to your school?
You know what? I'm under the impression that if you are a person that sexually assaults people,
You're not going to stop.
you're not going to stop.
No.
It's the same thing that if you're a pedophile,
You're not going to stop looking at kids.
that's something that's not going to go away. This guy had a problem in high school, obviously, because he got in trouble for it,
Mhm.
and that carried over to his time at Michigan State.
Mhm.
Michigan State should have never have offered this kid a scholarship.
Nope.
And this is on Michigan State, and I don't think Michigan State is getting enough shit for bringing this guy on campus to begin with, and I think they should.
No, I agree with you.
Now I'm not saying obviously this isn't a Baylor situation that we have here,
Mhm.
but still, Michigan State's already embroiled in another sexual conduct mess with 3 unidentified players. And now we have this come out, which is totally separate, but still you're dealing with a guy who allegedly raped some girl.
Mhm.
And the writing was on the wall before he even got on campus. He went to campus.
Mhm.
Yet they still brought him aboard. And to me, that's on Mark D'Antonio, and that's on Michigan State football.
Mhm.
Dorf,
I can't say I disagree with the premise. You know what?
I know it's tough for you too, Dorf.
it
This
is-
is your team. It's your
Mhm.
team.
It's not hard to be critical, especially when you're losing. You know what? I didn't think much of it at the time because, I'm going to say starstruck in the side. Ooh, 4-star recruit. Cool. We don't get many of those. You know what? He has some baggage. You know what? That's the kind of guy we may have to get if they're that highly rated. Acceptable risk is kind of what I thought at the time when he initially signed. Acceptable risk.
Did you know about the
I knew he was in trouble. I didn't know for what.
Okay.
As long as, he wasn't going to be a felon or something by the time he rolled into campus. I figured, you know what, misdemeanor charge, you could chalk it up to being a stupid kid. Acceptable risk going forward. Well, at least there was no dilly-dallying. When charges were filed, he was promptly shown the door. You know what? They're third-degree CSC. If he's guilty of that, I mean, there's no coming back. And I hope to God he does not end up in any sort of college campus anywhere
I hope he doesn't either.
ever again.
I don't think this. I don't think he's getting out of this.
Oh, if
you're not-
convicted, like the maximum penalty is 15 years, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't know if it's the minimum or the maximum, but he's probably
Pretty sure.
going.
Yeah, he's getting some prison time.
He's probably going to prison for let's say at least 10 years.
Mhm.
At least 10 years, and if he gets off for this, I mean, I don't know. I don't know if he will be back somewhere. I guess the legal system, the justice system, would have rendered him innocent. So what else could you say about that from if he is innocent and charges are dropped or whatever? But
minimum sentence for CSC, third degree CSC is 5 years, max 15.
Okay.
Permanent felony record is a sex offender, and a bunch of other shit.
Look,
You'll never be able to get any practice any profession that requires a professional license, and you will have restrictions on where you can live and work.
look, my whole thing with this is he shouldn't have ever been offered a scholarship at Michigan State. That's it. And this is a bad look for D'Antonio. It's a bad look for Michigan State football. When you are taking these steps in order to win, then that's something that I can't get behind. I'm sorry. I just can't do it. And I said this to you earlier too, Dorf. If it was a if he got in trouble for drinking beer, for smoking weed,
Oh, so he got in trouble for being a college kid and getting caught.
for being a high school kid and getting caught.
Yeah.
I mean, because how many high school kids out there drink beer and smoke weed?
Not
on
really.
occasion.
I would gander to say over half.
Yeah, a good majority of them. If that was the case here, that's something that anybody should be able to live with. But no, when you're dealing in cases of inappropriate conduct with a female student in high school, when you're dealing with stuff like that, or punching women, putting your hands on women, anything like that, that's something that
That's a whole new level
Yeah.
of something.
There's no excuse of
Mhm.
just being a kid for that one.
yeah, you know better.
So I'm trolling Twitter right now, kind of trying to find if there's any other opinions about this. Anybody prominent who said anything. Stumbled across a tweet 24 minutes ago from SB Nation's NBA page. So courtside of the Toronto Raptors game, there is a gentleman wearing a white T-shirt with some writing on it. Back to the court, or back to the camera angle. Camera angle shows his back. You know what it says on the T-shirt?
What?
Send nudes.
Does he have an email address or anything?
No. Just
Or his phone
white
number?
T-shirt, like red writing, send nudes.
How long before the ushers go down and tell him to change his shirt?
I think it's already happening.
Is it?
Yeah, because like the guy next to him, there's a gentleman in a suit approaching them. So we'll see.
No. Yeah. Not surprising.
Send nudes. Also, another story here out of the Mitten. Jabril Peppers diluted combine drug test sample, which either means one of two things: overhydrated or put some extra water in his pee, so he would probably not get popped for something. Either is conceivable.
Yeah. I mean, again, combine, like you said on Blitzcast.
Biggest day of your life if you really do have a history of cramps.
Yeah, you don't want to.
The last thing you want to do is, can't work out today. Cramps.
Yeah.
Oh, injury prone. Woo, woo, woo.
Yep.
I can believe it.
I can believe that too. It just, I don't know. You'd think that they would move to the hair the hair test instead of the urine test when testing for marijuana or anything like that. Because you could drug test from the hair too. It just doesn't
Yes.
have to be marijuana.
No, you from the hair you can test anything. To be honest,
Well,
I
not
mean-
anything, but anything drug related.
right? That's what I mean.
You can also, I mean, I'm going to get a little philosophical here.
About drugs.
Hanlon's razor.
Oh.
Don't assign, never attribute to malice what can be adequately explained by stupidity. Dr. Robert Hanlon, 1774. Anyway, essentially just don't. What you could easily explain with either stupidity or bad luck in this case or something like that. Don't attribute malice to that automatically. I'm not gonna roast Jabril Peppers over this. If he really does have a history of cramping, which you'll never know because he's a college athlete and there's no such thing as an injury report. Yeah, it's conceivable.
Yeah, it certainly is. And that's something that that teams are going to have to take in consideration. Same thing goes with Reuben Foster. I mean, are they going to, you're going to have to roll the dice on it and say, you know what, maybe he just drank too much water before he went in. And
Peppers apparently drank about 10, those 16-ounce bottles of water right before he went to bed, and he was drug tested immediately upon showing up to the combine the following morning. Because he has a history of cramps, and he was doing a double workout too. He was working out with both the linebackers and the defensive backs. Let's roll right in with that into the Lions draft preview here, guys. 21st pick overall as they currently sit. First round begins on Thursday night. Who is your absolute, now realistic at the same time, wet dream of a pick?
Yes. Okay. I was gonna say this is on the rundown. It said, "Who's your wet pick?" Or whatever. I'm like,
Yeah,
well,
wet dream.
obviously-
I'll take
I'm like-
Myles Garrett.
Yeah, I was like, obviously that's Myles Garrett for most people. Obviously.
I mean, the guy that's going to go, 20 picks earlier, of course. At least at the latest 19 picks or earlier. Who do you think is a guy that you could really, really support and really kind of fall in love with?
I'm gonna go with Charles Harris.
You like the defensive end from Missouri?
Uh-huh.
What about you, Adam?
Derek Barnett.
God damn it, you stole mine. Derek Barnett, the defensive end from Tennessee. He's mine as well. At the same time, there's a couple other guys. If Marshawn Lattimore falls that far, especially, he is coming off surgery, the safety from Ohio State, or even his teammate, Jerry Conley.
I would like to get Conley.
Neither of them should make it that far. It's conceivable that they could go that
You
far.
don't think
but
Barnett will make it that far? I've seen him not going past Cincinnati.
I don't think he makes it past Cincinnati either. But like I said, it's a realistic wet dream. It could happen.
Mhm.
I don't want
I've
to.
seen-
I
I've
don't
seen
want
my-
to trade
I've
up
seen-
for any of those guys.
I've seen mocks where Barnett fell at 21 to 21.
I mean, Charles Harris. Oh, what a bad consolation. Guy's a pretty good ball player too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, I wouldn't mind seeing him.
Just don't take me another small school guard again. Forrest Lamp, don't you dare, motherfucker. Western Kentucky, my ass. Another small school guard. You dumb fuck. And you know what? Okay, next question on this. What position group, if the Lions select it in the first round, will make you want to punch your television?
I have 3 of them.
Okay. Well, until the other two of us get a word out, pick one.
Offensive tackle,
Why?
because we don't need it.
Even if you take a tackle and with the full and bloody intention of converting him to a guard.
No, because there's other guards out here in this draft that you can just go after that's actually a guard. Why draft somebody who is not a guard?
And maybe the tackle to guard conversion happens quite regularly. Specifically, right tackle. Collegiate right tackles often become very good NFL guards.
I wouldn't take the chance of that in a draft. Obviously, the years that
Zach Martin is a pretty good reason,
Right.
a good example of
I
why
know.
taking tackles and making them guards is an okay idea.
right. But I'm just saying, but see, at times like that, say you draft a tight or tackle to play tackle, but obviously don't turn out. You can move him to guard because obviously you you could use a guard or a tackle, but you just need to go after what you need right now. That's the point of the draft for how I see it.
Okay. What about you, Adam?
Tight end.
Oh, good.
I mean, I see the points that Sean is making. They still need another guard when it comes to having to continue to push Laken Tomlinson out the door. But for me, it is definitely a tight end. If they draft a tight end,
God
See,
damn it.
I knew you were
Nothing-
going to pick tight end. That's why I didn't pick tight ends. I knew you were going to pick tight end. And tight end is the other one. I'm like, I swear to God. I'm like, I might.
so
just,
what were your three? It was
I'm not
offense-
saying until George.
No,
I'm waiting
I
for
got to get
George.
mine in
Okay, get
first.
yours in.
Mine is going to be
Kicker.
small school guard or linebacker. There's one linebacker that is worthy as a prospect to being a first-round pick. That is Reuben Foster. But guess what? He's fucking crazy.
Mhm.
I don't want anything to do with him.
Charlie Casserly on NFL.com has him going to Detroit at 21.
Well, Mal Kiper and Todd McShay don't have him making it out of the top 5, so I don't think he'll still be there. I won't be upset if Reuben Foster's the pick, but if it's another linebacker, I might be punching the television.
This guy's crazy. He has Leonard Fournette going number 2 to San Francisco.
Really?
Dum 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 dum. Except Charlie Kessler,
He has-
usually really right. Usually, God damn it,
He has 2 running backs going in the top 10.
McCaffrey.
He has McCaffrey going number 8 to Carolina.
Kind of that's a good fit.
It's a good fit.
That's a good fit.
I mean, I think they actually came out and said too that either one of those guys will fit their system.
they can roll with either. Yeah,
Yeah, so it may be it could happen if that's the case here.
I wouldn't rip it.
It could happen. It could happen where Fournette goes
Somewhere before that, and
before
McCaffrey's-
Carolina and McCaffrey's still available. Then yeah, you might have 2 running backs go in the top 10. However, I don't think San Francisco goes with Leonard Fournette. And down the line there, I don't see anybody else drafting a running back.
All right, Sean, did we cover all 3 of your spots? What's the other one?
Wide receiver.
Really?
I think that would be stupid in the first round. Right
I don't
now.
think it would.
Because there's plenty of wide receivers in this draft that you can go pick later in the round.
If Corey Davis is still there, the kid from Western, would you have any qualms about taking him?
Depends on who else is there. That's the thing.
Actually, I don't know if wide receiver is really that deep this year.
It's really not. It's very high end dominant. Mike Williams from Clemson's pretty good. I like Davis a lot. Other than that, it's a lot of.
I mean, I don't know if I'd be totally happy if they took a wide receiver
In the first round, I'm saying you take them in the second round, take them third round. I'm totally happy. First round, we need to go after what we need the most. Like we don't need wide receivers like
you don't
crazy.
need a third receiver right now.
Yeah, we do need a third receiver, but it's like
in the first
That's
round.
a guy you
in
can.
the first round. That's not what you draft in the
Golden
first
Tate's not
round.
getting any younger, and Marvin Jones has got to
Yeah, but
get
if
better
we're,
to live up to that contract.
yeah, but if we're talking third receiver, though,
Yeah, I'm not going after a third receiver in the first round. That's the thing.
And-
You're in a 3 wide receiver set every 80% of the snaps anyway, so it's not like you're not drafting a starter, right?
no, then you both are right. Is that fair?
No,
What, you just want to be right? Sorry, you both are.
Sean
Right.
sucks. Tommy sucks.
Sean, you suck.
Yeah, pretty much.
I control him. No. So would you guys be surprised? Any local prospects, local guys played at a in-state school that you'd like to see in a Lion uniform
That
after
I'd like
the draft
to see,
weekend?
or that I can see.
Either you pick, answer, and let us know which one you're answering.
I can see them going after 2 guys.
Sure. Who
or-
are they?
2 guys, having them take either one of these 2 guys.
Sure. Who is it?
In the first round,
Or period.
I'll say first round. Tackle Charlton,
All right.
and I can see them taking Jabril Peppers.
I don't think either would be an awful pick either. I'm not quite in love with Taco. A lot of potential, not a lot of great tape to back it up.
You like tacos, though.
I do like tacos. I've actually met the guy in person too.
Nice guy.
He's a pretty cool dude. I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind either of those. I'm not going to kill him for it, but
Do you think he likes chicken or beef tacos?
I don't know.
Are you a chicken or beef taco type of guy?
If
Both.
I had to choose between one or the other, I'll take chicken,
Chicken,
but neither is bad.
soft or hard shell?
Soft shell.
Sean?
Oh, I'm fat. I just mix them.
Okay,
Sean's like, all the tacos belong
Yeah.
to me.
both soft and hard shell.
Oh yeah, hell's yeah.
Do you have the double decker from Taco Bell?
yeah. Oh, I haven't had that yet.
Triple
But
double crunch wrap.
I haven't. I don't know if
Dude,
I
have you
I
had
don't
the triple double crunch wrap?
No.
It's
Wait,
great.
Wait, they have a triple double.
Yeah,
crunch
actually,
wrap?
no. I've had it before.
Wait,
It's
describe.
It's two. And you know how the crunch wrap has the hard shell in the middle?
Yes.
Two
yeah. There's two of them. There's two like layers. Yeah.
layers.
Wait, so there's
So it's the regular crunch wrap is stuff, hard shell stuff wrapped in a tortilla. Triple double is stuff, hard shell stuff wrapped in a tortilla.
so it's like a Mexican pizza then in there almost.
Pretty much. No.
Yeah.
Pretty much that's what it is. Yeah. But it's a Mexican pizza wrapped in a soft shell taco.
Damn. I have to get me one of these.
It's actually not that bad.
Have you ever had them put the Dorito shell in there?
No, I haven't.
Oh, that sounds amazing.
Dorito shell is good though.
Yeah, just have them. Can you break up a Dorito shell and put that in there instead of the regular? They'll do it for you.
Oh,
man.
Yeah.
making me hungry.
I was all
Stop at
excited.
Taco Bell. on my
Where,
way
I was
home.
somewhere. I was come back from Chicago from
how
work.
How have we gotten to Taco
I was
Bell?
coming back from
Talk
Chicago.
about Taco Charlton.
I was coming back from Chicago for work, and I was going through Indiana, and I stopped at Taco Bell, and I cried a little bit because they had the chili cheese burrito, and I could never find it around here, and I literally ordered like 10 of them.
Sean, professional fat ass.
I was so excited. Seriously, I was. I cried. A
These
little
are
bit.
going to keep so well in the freezer.
Oh no, I ate them all. Oh no, I ate them all. I felt like shit afterwards, but I ate them.
Stopping at every single rest stop to take a shit.
Oh, it was so bad. It was so bad. Now you got an image of me shitting now, huh?
Ugh.
Yeah.
All right. Would you be surprised, guys, considering the Matthew Stafford hypothetical contract extension is still not done? Did the Lions take a quarterback, or take a play out of the Patriots playbook and take a quarterback in round 2 or 3?
I could see them doing it in round 3, but not round 2.
Yeah.
Okay.
I agree with that. I'm on there. I definitely don't see round 2 because obviously, hopefully, Quinn is still smart enough to go after what we need. Third round, obviously, from third round and
Third
on.
round are usually not day one starters, but they're starting
Right.
for you by
It's,
the end
it's
of the
basically
rookie
your
season.
insurance for just in case something like this happens. Like from round 3 and on, that's like
I'm
Round 3 is an eventual starter. After round 4, if you get one starter, a guy who starts for a little bit a year out of your draft class, that's more than adequate.
Say if they do go after a quarterback in the third round, who do you think they could possibly go get?
I like third round prospects roughly. I like Nate Peterman from Pittsburgh. Let's see, Davis Webb from Cal. He'll probably be gone by then. Other than that, it's really all I can think of off the top of my head. I would be fine with either. If those
Okay.
guys are available in the third round, I'm not going to kill the pick.
I still don't think they do it though. I think they're
So
confident.
you don't think they'll do it?
I don't think they'll do it,
Jay
no.
Grudak is the heir apparent.
Well,
No.
he's basically our new Orlowski.
Well, he's the
It's
backup.
about as talented as
Yeah,
he is.
that's what I'm saying. I'm like, hopefully he never runs out of the end zone.
He'll be the backup, and
Mhm.
I don't think they'll do it. What I'd like to see them do is draft is get a defensive back within one of those.
Those first 3 picks.
Yes.
Okay. It's like a safety in the first 3 rounds.
Yeah, safety too. That's what
Yeah, sure. Okay. No problems drafting Reuben Foster. I think we've kind of covered that. Do you guys have a problem with him if he's still available at 21 being the selection?
I want a pass rusher.
Okay.
That's
I want a pass rusher.
You're not. It's not the guy. It's the position on the defense that you'd be taking.
Look, he's a dickhead.
You know what?
I
There's
gave-
plenty of
I-
places on an NFL defense for dickheads.
I gave my parameters earlier when I was talking.
Yeah.
College prospects. That same rule applies for.
Mhm.
For NFL prospects as well. Who's the running back from Oklahoma?
God damn it! You're jumping the gun. Read your rundown.
Sorry. Usually it's you jumping the gun, but
Yeah.
I know. Don't worry. On the Majors Live, shameless plug, which should have already started now. We'll start following the conclusion of this program on themajors.net. Shameless plug. I'm usually the one who does that.
all the time.
You know, we usually introduce a fan question at the top of the program and answer it at the very
Yeah,
end.
usually.
I answer it right away.
As soon as Adam says that, we have to look at you, Dorf. Shut up.
up. No, Joe Mixon, if he's available in the later rounds, any qualms about taking him?
Don't want him.
Yeah, we don't need that stuff in our locker room.
He's so good, though.
I don't
Again,
care.
Something like that is bound to happen.
Yeah.
Again. So I don't.
Yeah.
I don't disagree.
Once you're stupid, you're always
He's
stupid.
so good.
I don't care.
And you could get so much bang for your buck by taking him in like the 4th round.
I don't care.
I don't disagree with you guys. I'm just trying to play devil's advocate.
It's just not working.
I was gonna say, is my fake enthusiasm wearing off?
Just
Is
a
it too
little
obvious?
bit.
All right. Yeah. Yep. Next. Pass.
Would you be upset if they took him?
Dorf's like, no. He's hesitating. So we're
I
already
am
we already
trying-
know. He's like,
I am
no. We're
He's
fine.
got his-
I'm totally cool with
He's
that.
got his Joe Mixon
I am-
jersey
Yeah.
on pre-order right now.
I am trying to find a way to rationalize it. I can't. I don't think I could. I don't think I could get behind that. Now, UDFA. Okay. You know, sign him as an undrafted free agent. Fine.
Practice squad him.
He won't last on a practice squad.
Yeah.
He'll get bought off to somebody's active roster. Yeah. Yeah. I don't feel strongly either way. Is that fair?
No, you need to pick.
You must have an opinion. This is a black and white issue.
There is. There's no in between.
I don't feel strongly at this point. in time.
Poor girlfriend.
Yeah.
That's the parallel I draw.
Bastard.
Oh, that's
And
actually.
I wonder
pretty funny.
why I'm still friends with you guys.
Get the police on the line. You know, just thank you.
The worst part is he's probably actually going to do it. Dick. Anyway, you bastard. You're the one that get in trouble for that.
Wait, is he dialing 911?
He had it on the screen and he was waiting to press send. You don't do that just in case you accidentally press send.
I
you
wasn't
dumbass.
gonna press it.
He probably didn't erase it from his phone. He's gonna put his
No,
phone in his.
I deleted that. I made sure of that. I've had the phone actually in my pocket and it dialed 911 in my pocket. I didn't even dial it myself, and all of a sudden, like my phone kept on ringing and back and forth. I'm like, what's going on in my pocket? And they kept on trying to call me back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, oh, what's going on? And then they were like, oh, you called us like 3 times. I'm like, nah, I'm sorry, I pocket dialed you. I'm so sorry. Yeah, it was
You know how
interesting.
many times that probably happened?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Not much anymore with modern smartphones, but
Yeah.
back before before the flip phone was cool,
Mhm.
it was just
A cube.
cube with buttons on
That's
it.
what I had. A Nokia.
Yeah, I'm sure that happened quite a bit.
You could run that thing over with a car though, and it's still
Mhm.
working.
Yeah. All right. Last but not least on our program tonight, we're going to talk a little bit about 97.1 The Ticket radio personality Terry Foster announcing a sudden retirement from the airwaves after 13 years on that program, off and on before that, and close to 35 years in the Detroit sports scene. He is not, by his own words, is not as far from being done professionally, but he won't be a full-time radio host probably ever again. Had a stroke in October?
August, I think. It
August
was,
of last year. Did not return to the
He had
airwaves.
2 strokes, I think.
Yes. 2 strokes. He returned to the airwaves in January. Just hasn't been the same person. You know what? We ragged on Terry, including last week, or our last show 2 weeks ago, for his sports takes. We thought they were I don't know, how do we put this? Silly and poorly thought out most times.
Yes.
Lazy.
Yes, this is
often.
the same guy that would be watching The Bachelor when
Instead of watching a game he's going to have to talk about tomorrow.
exactly. And that was my biggest problem with Terry Foster.
Yeah, you could call it, the public perception of his effort level.
I could disagree. I could disagree with Terry Foster up and down about his takes, but knowing where those takes came from, it just made things that much worse. Now again, that has nothing to do with this stroke. I'm sorry, Dorf, continue.
No, that's. I mean, it kind of sucks. You know, you had a guy. You know what? They've had the number one rated program in the 11th or 12th biggest media market, depending on what part of their run here. Number one rated radio program in the entire market for a decade.
A long time, yeah.
13 years total. I think they've occupied the number one slot for 10 of them.
And you know what too? Other stations have tried to throw
money at them and they didn't take it.
Mhm.
Yeah, tried to throw money at them. They didn't take it. I know when 1270.
Yep.
When they were around, I know they tried to throw Drew Lane at them.
Well, 1270 was also a CBS property, so they're both CBS.
No, not
properties.
1270. What was
1150?
What was the
1051?
Yeah, 1051.
Mhm.
See, I'm already forgetting about him. 1051 that tried to throw Drew Lane at him as the direct competition. It didn't work. So yeah, I mean,
Quite frankly, they kicked their ass.
yeah, they did. There was no competition for them, and
Many had tried, many failed.
I that
Hell, what was it? 1270, even though they're the same company, tried to throw Jim Rome against them and still lost.
But the thing is that I mean that show was driven by Mike Valeni. I mean, if Mike Valeni wasn't on that show, then
You know what? I wouldn't
be-
call it a lead dog sidekick relationship, but at the same time, if a Mike Valeni only show, as we'll probably find out, because as I'm going to allude to here shortly, Mike intends on leaving that chair empty for a while. His words. It's going to be, unless of course you're the hardcore direct injection into your veins sports guy, very analytical about your sports, and it's not your escape, your irrational escape. That show is not going to be for you. A Mike Valeni only show, unless of course Mike really changes how he does business, because now he has to occupy both roles. It's not going to. I'm going to enjoy it. I'm going to enjoy the hell out of it.
Well,
But
it's
the
not
average
just-
sports fan probably won't.
Well, the rumors surrounding all of that too, and I know Jeff Moss was always commenting on this, and he's good at the theories and kind of the underground stuff when it comes to the backdoor talks and of what's going on at
Terry
97
here, right? Or Mike? Oh, never mind. Keep going. Sorry.
of what's going on here, but Terry, according to Jeff Moss, was originally there because he was handpicked by Mike, and he wanted.
And Mike, if you listen to Mike, like the sign off segment, essentially, Mike when he was when 97 won, actually it was still he was 1270 at the time. CBS Radio Detroit
Sports Inferno
was trying to hire him out of Lansing, pull him over to the Detroit market. They were trying to put him with somebody else. Mike told him no, because Mike is still sure to this day. I mean, you can listen to it. This is available on essentially the Bye Bye Terry show. That his career would be over in 6 months if he got stuck with this guy. I have a feeling I know who it is. Drew Sharp. That's my guess.
and you see that wouldn't work.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It wouldn't work. I mean, because in some ways
But,
they were very similar.
But to continue.
So basically, this would be agreeing with each other the entire time. Yep.
But to
I agree with you. Yep.
But to
Mhm.
continue,
I don't know if they'd be agreeing with each other the entire time.
they'd be
It would-
fucking fighting incessantly. It wouldn't be friendly fighting. It would be
But the thing is here
knockdown
is
dragouts.
Moss alluded to this, that it was that he picked Terry because Terry wouldn't pose a challenge to him, and that's something that Mike Valeni isn't about. And that's
I
one of
don't
the,
know about
and
that.
that's one of the reasons why he didn't want to go to New York too. It's because he wouldn't be able to toe the shtick that he always seems to toe here about being the Michigan State guy and battling with Michigan fans day in and day out. But he's going to want to handpick a guy that isn't going to pose a huge challenge to him.
I disagree with that take based on Mike's, I believe, utterly sincere comments. What was it, Thursday or Friday?
But the thing is, too, is
Thursday.
he wasn't very sincere when Terry was there. Terry was always the butt of their jokes, even
And,
after.
and
the
you know what?
stroke.
And if have you listened to his like opening monologue about this at all?
I didn't hear it. No.
Okay, I think you'll change your mind when you watch the video
But
of it where you can read body
it's,
language.
It's different though when the guy isn't there anymore.
Fair.
I mean, if
I really want you. I really would
I'll
really
listen,
highly
I'll
encourage
listen
you
to it.
watch
Look, I think Mike's a talented guy. I think he's the most talented radio guy in the Detroit market, and I think he could go and go to a bigger market like New York, and I think he could do well there. I just don't know if he doesn't want it because he's afraid of taking.
I don't know that
step.
he's afraid. You know what? I think you know what. There's a lot of it to. A lot of thing you could put into is security here, and he's happy here.
Sure.
The wife's happy. He's happy, and you know what? I guarantee the Detroit market. You know, Detroit market is a big market, but the New York market is the king supreme. There is nothing bigger, and all that pressure. You know, it would be ultimately, more stressful than it is already here.
But your career probably isn't ruined if you go to New York and it doesn't work out.
Yeah.
You can go someplace else.
You might be starting over, and that may be hard. And
You're
whatever.
not starting over
I-
if you're a New York guy
No.
and have the success that he did in Detroit,
Mhm.
which is a pretty good market in and of itself. You're not starting over again if it doesn't work out in New York. You're going somewhere else, and you're going to be that top guy somewhere else.
So, kind of rein this back in and get us back on topic here. Mike says that, as I said, Mike said that the chair is going to be empty for a while. Long term, just the Mike Valenti show, because that's actually what it's been changed to. Mike Valenti show. Is Mike by himself? Will it work long term?
No, he's got to
No.
get Sean Bell in there
Yeah, basically.
to. No, it can't. It can't
No,
work out like
it-
that. Like you said earlier,
It's too much full octane. Full
Yeah.
octane. Too much thinking man's stuff.
I've never been a big fan of one person type of shows.
Especially in color driven sports talk radio. It's especially if you're going to have it for 4 hours.
Well, it wouldn't be him. I
3
mean, he's-
hours. 3 hours like on the syndicated like political shows where there's like 4 breaks an hour instead of 3, and
Look, he's going.
it's more
he's-
interview based. You can do 3 hours a day
Sure.
and still keep it fresh, but to do 4 hours a day, he doesn't do it. They don't do interviews.
No, it's all callers.
That's, you can't do that.
Mhm.
That'll get stale quick.
Yeah, well, and that's why they're going to get somebody else in there. And Mike's going to have a
Oh, he's gonna be ultimately the number one deciding fact. He
Yeah.
holds all the cards here.
yeah. Anybody who Mike wants,
Mike will get,
he's going to get.
assuming they're willing to come along.
Yes. But if Mike doesn't like who they choose, that person's not going to be there.
So who's that going to be?
They're not here.
Yeah.
They're
They-
not currently on the roster.
No,
Not
they
in the
they have to
organization?
go outside the system to bring them in.
Are they in the city and are they in the market currently working somewhere else?
They're not in this state.
I've got one name I'm going to throw to you, but it's not going to work because they're both Spartans. Ryan Schuling from 92.1.
No.
Mm-mm.
You don't think it would work?
No.
I think it would work other than you're going to put 2 Spartans in behind the blue wall in PM Drive. I don't think you could do that
No, they won't even offer it to him.
for that reason alone. But I honestly, if you could take that away, if you could take the green shading out of it, I think that relationship would work.
I think they're going to go and get a kind of a.
You're going to pull a guy out of Texas somewhere.
They're going to go and get a kind of a goofy slapdick kind of guy.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they're going to pair him with.
Yeah, and so that
so
Valenti looks.
Wojo.
Wojo poses too
Yeah.
many questions to
Mhm.
Mike Valenti.
They want
I'm
Valenti.
telling you, I think there's something to this with the whole challenge thing. I think Wojo would pose too big of a
I think
challenge.
Wojo is too silly. I
think-
don't
I-
think there is a serious side of Wojo.
Well, I think Wojo has too much going on too.
Yeah,
I mean, Wojo wouldn't be there a whole lot.
which is fair.
So
I mean, he does have his thing with the news.
it wouldn't be Dorf because he dropped his
I
mic.
hate
Yeah.
breaking microphones and stuff.
Gosh.
So it's not in the market.
No. And I don't know. I
Hey, we're not going to be like, let's go down the Rolodex.
Yeah.
What is the number one guy in Minneapolis bring to the table?
One guy who if you're going to pick anybody in
Current or former Detroit host.
currently on the 97.1 roster right now,
Who's that going to be?
it would be Jeff Rager.
I can kind of see that.
I could see that working temporarily. Long term, I don't think so.
It's going to be Jeff Rager. If they're picking anybody, if they're going internally on it, it's going to be Jeff Rager.
Yeah, and you know what? The guy that I could see,
and that's who Mike Valenti.
Mike would never sign off on it, but you know what? Mike make for some entertaining radio.
Don't say it.
You know who I'm going with?
Yeah, go ahead.
Dan Leach.
It would make for entertaining radio because I think he would.
Mike would just. Mike is in the. They're not on the intellectually on the same plane.
I think you would see your first murder on air murder.
Yeah.
Dan Leach is
he's
about
a
as
sideshow.
slappy as you could get.
no. Dan Leach is awful.
Hey,
He's awful. I'm surprised the guy still has a job.
he's not a bad weekend time killer.
The guy he's tweeted. I'm not even going to get into it.
His off-air stuff is undefendable
That alone, I can't believe the guy still has a job
in a public profession. Yeah, absolutely. Any thought to Matt Derry? He's available.
Oh, he's teaching right now, and
He is a professor.
God, that's so embarrassing too. That guy's a professor of the guy who
Communications professor.
the guy who asked if Michelle Beadle is office hot, and that said and said that Peyton Manning's accuser was loose. That guy is teaching communications at University of Detroit Mercy. That guy right there. No, I don't think Matt Derry gets. I don't think he gets another job in the Detroit market.
Okay.
Too much baggage coming off that 105.1 stint.
Another
The guy was fired too. Matt Derry was fired. He wasn't let go as part of the going out of business.
Yeah.
The liquidation of 105.1. He was fired.
What about another guy, kind of in the former 105-1er? He's actually been everywhere. The only problem is you're going to run into, double Spartan, Sean Belegian.
You know what? I would like that, and I think you would like that too, Dorf.
I think that would be fun.
But that's too much.
Too many analytical brains in one room.
Yes. Because if that was the case,
I'm just happy no one said Kyle Bogey so far.
if that was the case, the only thing that they would be doing is talking sports. That's it.
That's all they really do there anyway.
I know, but I think you're going to need to bring in that guy for that afternoon drive.
It's a little more versatile.
to get kind of like you said, that escape.
Yeah.
I don't think Belizean and Valenti will offer that escape for people. Not the escape that people want.
I'm gonna go. What about the reshuffling the lineup?
What about Art Regner?
No. Doug Harsh. Mike hates Gator like he hates Dan Leach, so that's not going to happen.
Does he?
Not quite as passionately, but yeah. That's my understanding of things.
I hate Doug Karsh. I don't see. Maybe. I don't.
You think that would work?
It might. I personally, I think Doug Karsh is kind of stale.
Okay.
I don't know. Maybe he finds something else from it, though. I think it's kind of stale.
What about Jamie Samuelson?
No, he's doing the morning show.
Well, they're just as big of a deal,
Your two biggest shows are your morning show and your
PM
afternoon
drive.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, people are in the car.
Unless the morning show is shown to not be doing well.
Then you just essentially give up on that time block and do full court press and PM drive. Yeah.
But I don't know if that's
they're
the
doing
case.
well in the time block though.
So they're not gonna
break that team up. Yep. Damn, there's no good answer here.
No, there isn't, and there isn't an alternative radio station that you can look to and
Cannibalize. Yeah, there's no one to. Matt Shepard is the only guy that has a local show on DFN.
No, and he's
too busy with his other stuff anyway.
And he does Fox Sports Detroit stuff, so it wouldn't be him.
What about Dan Miller?
Dan Miller is too.
I don't know what he offers outside of football. That's my problem.
Yeah, I don't. Dan Miller wouldn't. I don't think Dan Miller would be a good spot either because he's the head sports guy too at Fox 2. So
Whoop-de-doo.
well, and I think there's a break too between radio guys and TV guys. The only other guy
See Ermani, Ryan.
and Ryan Ermani was awful, and that's somebody that I could see before Dan
Miller.
Dan Miller, yeah. But Ryan Ermani has failed on multiple occasions.
You have no
in this market.
superstars at either paper. Let's call it. Either major paper here.
No, and you have to be well spoken.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of those guys too.
They can write, but they can't talk.
Exactly.
You don't have that. You don't have that great.
You know what? I'm
you know what? The name just came to my head, and
What's
why
that?
I just laughed. Mitch Albom.
I don't think 97.1 has the money to hire Mitch Albom.
Oh, they can't work
and-
with his schedule. He gets like 8 weeks of fucking vacation a year, and he's
Yeah.
only on 2 hours a day.
Yeah, Mitch Albom is horrible. He's horrible. I can't believe the guy is still considered sports, too. Look, I'm surprised.
Dude, I heard Mike Golick's available.
He's not going to get another job at ESPN.
I'm sure he will.
Do you know who they're putting with Mike Greenberg?
Is it Michelle Beadle?
No,
Who is it?
it's a female, Sage Steele.
Okay.
So she's getting another shot at ESPN.
Arguably a promotion.
Well, yeah, but she's getting another shot.
Okay.
I'm surprised Art Regner does not have a job in the market.
Doesn't he? Yeah, he works in Ann Arbor, doesn't he?
I don't
Does
know
he work
where-
for
I don't know-
WTKA?
I don't know where he works, but
Pretty
it's
sure
not.
he works for
It's,
WTKA.
it's not.
I'm
It's
sure.
not a major.
He's too old, fuddy-duddy.
Art Regner? No, he's not.
He is.
No, he's not.
He is.
He is not.
Yeah, he is.
What about what about John U. Bacon?
The Bakes. Nah.
No,
Yeah.
he's too journalist too for.
To upstanding citizen.
He's too journalist. But and plus he's John Bacon. I think you talk about a guy that has too much stuff.
going on. John Bacon's on that list.
I'm telling you, the guy isn't here. And if they
All the
are-
names you guys have been saying is basically going to be temporarily. That it's probably going to be a few, maybe like 4 or 5 months, and then they have to bring somebody in.
and if it is somebody, it's going to be Jeffrey.
What about
You're looking too.
Yeah, he's searching. He's like hardcore searching.
there's no way they put Caputo with him, do they? Also a guy with too much going on.
Okay. I don't know.
I am the king of
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, no. No, not Pat Caputo. Talk about crotchety and footy duddy. That's Pat Caputo.
Yeah, I don't disagree.
It's not Art Regner.
I'm just going through the list and I'm thinking of literally everybody, and we still haven't said Denny Sfithian yet, but we don't need to. So, God, talk about awful.
Is he still there?
Yeah,
Really?
he's still on a date with Pat.
Wow.
Does a lot of stuff on the weekends.
Is Wojo on after?
Wojo's on from 6 to 8.
So he's on after that Mike kid,
Yeah, the Mikey kid,
that Mikey kid.
the Mike and the Terry,
I can't say that anymore.
just the Mike kid. I don't know.
Anyways,
All right, now that we spent like a half an hour on this, final segment of tonight's program, the cut room floor. Only 2 things on it tonight. Paolo Dowdsick wins the KHL title,
wait, he won the KHL. He won the title. The
the equivalent of the
Stanley Cup.
Stanley Cup.
It's over already over there.
Yeah,
So what was it? Who did he play for? Was it? It wasn't Ska.
Pete St. Pete.
Is it Ska St.
St. Pete,
Petersburg?
yeah.
Wow, good for him. Good for him. You fucking. Ugh.
You bastard. Apparently, the Pistons will reportedly will match any offer to restricted free agent Contavious Caldwell Pope. Well, we now know Sean's thoughts on the subject. Is that just dumb or the cost of doing business?
Dumb.
He's not a $20 million player, but somebody's going to give him $20 million. And if you want to keep him, that's what you got to pay him.
Guess what? Don't
You
keep him.
should have extended him last offseason.
Yep, first.
But at the same time, if you're KCP, you have no reason to come to the table because someone's going to write you a check for $100 million if you wait. All right, that is going to wrap everything up here for the 135th episode of Motor City Uncut, presented by the Major Sports Network Detroit. Join us most Mondays when we feel like it. We're live here.
We're here usually every Monday.
Usually here every Monday at 7 p.m.-ish. Right here on Detroit.themajors.net. So for Sean, Adam, I'm Dorf. We'll see you guys next time.